It's the 64 Showcase! Horrors upon horrors! What sort of spooky mysteries will our partygoers experience in the dark? We will find out on this round of the Mario Party 2 CPU tournament here on the 64 Showcase. Hello everybody, it's me, your good friend Sparky. We're here, this is Horrorland. In this haunted forest, witches and cottages align the paths and ghosts gather after nightfall. Wield the magic of truth and justice when venturing through the forest. Your objective this time is to defeat the wizard Bowser, a resident of the haunted forest. Defeat Bowser and become the superstar of Horrorland. Now, turn order. Oh yes, here we are in the 4th round of the CPU tournament. Oh, rolled low for Wario. He's going last again. Oh well. Yoshi is first. DK is second. Peach is third. Wario is fourth. This here in the CPU tournament is what I call the losers round. The only people here are people who have lost a round. And the 3rd and 4th players of this round are the ones who will be eliminated from the tournament first. The winners will go on to face off against Mario and Luigi in the finals. But the losers, they're just out. We got our 10-coin present. We're gonna get started here. Let's find out who gets to move on to the finals and who gets to be not a superstar, but a super dud. Stars over there. Maybe Bowser's over here. And this is another board where there are a lot of twists and turns and winding paths. Let's jump into the control settings real quick to get Wario set up. Okay, and let's continue. Here we go, properly. Let's get started. Yoshi rolls a 3, immediately lands on the bank space, but it's literally the first roll of the game, so you know. So here on Horrorland, there is a special gimmick in store for our players. Every 2 turns, the board will shift from day to night. And depending on what time of day it is, it will determine what events activate on the board. And interestingly enough, this became the full gimmick mechanic of Mario Party 6. They saw this idea in Mario Party 2, and they were like, hey, let's go with that. First minigame already, we are back at roll call. Toads are wandering around. Everyone's gotta count them. And I would like to, while everybody is counting their toads, I would like to say for a moment that, yes, you are right. Down in the comments, we are skipping the Adventureland board for this tournament. Why, you ask? Well, generally I like Horrorland a little better, and Adventureland is kind of the worst board in the game. Think Wario's Battle Canyon from the first Mario Party, and then make it somehow even less fun. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have our first winners. I didn't even really pay attention to the results. But Peach didn't win. Horrorland, I'm not as familiar with this board, but I do like it slightly better than Adventureland, so I figured we'd go here instead for our penultimate round of the tournament. It is a very creative board, and with lots of different twists and turns and events for our players to experience, so I thought it would be fun to see this before the final challenge. After all, with our group of ultimate losers here, they better prove their mettle if they want to take part in the finale. So, a more difficult board, a 3-star difficulty board, mind you. This is the perfect battlegrounds for them. They gotta prove they have what it takes to be the superstar. Wario already did prove himself by winning a round, but he unfortunately did not fare as well in the last round. So here he is with the other losers, and, well, he is landing on a Bowser space already. 2 turns in, and we've already got some chaos. Oh, and a 100-star present! Except not really. Bowser just kind of takes off if you land on something good on his roulette. Another 1 vs 3 minigame already. We've got Bowl Over. We have not seen this game yet. This is a returning game from the first Mario Party with slightly different rules. Wario has to bowl over the pin players at the end of the lane. Knock all 3 of them over, and, well, there you go. In the last game, it was about knocking as many players over as possible and claiming coins that way. In this game, you have to knock everyone over in order to win. And he had 2 balls to do it, but he did it all in 1 shot. And every extra pin he knocked over, he got another coin for it, so that's cool. Yoshi rolling himself a 5. Getting himself a mushroom. This board, it does tend to be a little more complex than the others. Right now it is a night, which does a few different things. I'll try to explain things as they come up, but there's a lot going on here, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to everything. Especially considering I actually haven't played this board as often. Here in the path, in different splits, you do have Whomps that are in the way. During the day, you can talk to the Whomps and move them out of the way so you can change what path you're going down. But at night, you're not so lucky. Those Whomps are super made of stone. Wario just rolled double 10s on his mushroom, which gives him a 10-coin bonus. But yes, the Whomps, they're kind of stuck like that. Wario going for a coin steal on Yoshi. He's not gonna get a heck of a lot, I don't think. Considering Yoshi doesn't have many coins to begin with. Yeah. Only 6. That's something. And Wario, with his double 10s, the best possible roll you can get on a mushroom, claims the first star already. Very, very nice. And the next star is actually right in front of Donkey Kong. I am unsure if he has enough coins, however. I don't think he does. And hey, on this path, there's also another Boo. Looks like Wario wants to guarantee that Donkey Kong will not get that star. And he is making off with some of the Gorilla's coins. Only 6, but it's enough to do some damage. Wario is really making off like a bandit here. And Wario, magic prevents Whomp from moving at night. So, you know, you can't go down that path, no matter how much you want to try. Nice of him to demonstrate that for us, though. Next mini-game, we've got Abandoned Ship, again. This is a weird case because I don't really recall this game showing up particularly often, but it seems to be one of the mini-games of the tournament at this point. It doesn't really show up too often. It's not even really like a particularly like it's an engaging minigame, but I don't really enjoy it as much. I don't know, something about it. It's not as great, but you know, Donkey Kong won, so there's that. We can all root for Donkey Kong. Everyone does get some bonus coins, but Donkey Kong, with those bonus coins, has enough coins to get the star now. Wario did his best to make sure he didn't get it, but there you go. Yoshi using his mushroom. Rolling a 2 and a 1. Literally the worst possible roll you can get on a mushroom. Because at least if you roll double 1s, you do get 10 coins for that. Poor Yoshi. He has not had any luck in this tournament. He has been in the bottom 2 of both rounds he's been in so far. And if he ends up in the bottom 2 again, he is eliminated entirely and loses all his chance at superstardom. Princess Peach as well, though she's only managed to play 1 round so far. All the same, getting in 3rd and 4th here, there's no second chances after this. Yoshi, no, not Yoshi, Donkey Kong, I saw Yoshi on the screen. Donkey Kong claims the 2nd star of the game, and the next star is actually right in Yoshi's path. He can get that pretty easily and pretty soon, should he so desire. I believe that these boo spaces also do change depending on what time of day it is. If you go down here during the day, I don't think these boos are here. We will find out in a moment at the very least. Princess Peach doing some coin stealage, going after Wario's coins. He does have 1st place at the moment, so that makes sense. But only 6 coins are gotten. Seems Boo is a little off his game. But still, it's more than the 5 coins that you pay to have coins get stolen in the first place, so, you know. Visiting the Koopa Bank, depositing some money, and getting himself an item space. Wario has our first item minigame. In this item minigame, you have items in coffins that get swapped around. And you basically have to keep track of where everything is in order to get the item you want. Pretty simple, pretty effective. Wario gets himself a warp block. The warp block, when used at the beginning of your turn, will let you swap places with an opponent. Actually, I think we've gotten a warp block already. I don't remember. But that's what it does, in case I haven't seen it yet. In case we haven't... Yeah. Anyway. Next minigame, Look Away! We definitely have had this one before, and I think Princess Peach was on the 1-player side as well. We gotta look in the right direction and not screw up royally just like that. Such a bizarre minigame. Like, the whole concept of it is a little weird. But at the same time, this proves to be one of the more fun and hectic minigames, I'd say. As there's definitely a rush of trying to outmaneuver and outsmart your opponents. And interestingly, you can actually get caught again by the 1-player, and it just shrinks your head a little more. Though it doesn't really do anything, because once you get caught once, you're eliminated. And Princess Peach managed to take that minigame, getting herself a nice solid 10 coins. Now, if only she was on her way to the star, which she isn't. It is daytime again. The Whomps are awake. Yoshi getting himself an item minigame. Let's see what Yoshi desires. We do have a Bowser Bomb in play. We definitely don't want to see any more of those if we can help it. Yoshi picking himself a mushroom. Not bad. A nice solid choice. If he wants to get to that star pretty quickly, he's gonna need that mushroom. Donkey Kong rolling a 10. And yes, the boos are no longer there. And Donkey Kong can't even go down the path that Whomp is blocking because you need 5 coins to do so. Princess Peach getting a 3, making some slow, steady progress. And I think the boos do still show up during the day. They just swap spots. And, well, what do you know? Landing on the happening space switched day to night. How about that? We've got ourselves a 2v2 game, Looney Lumberjacks. Here's a new one for us. You have to hit A and B back and forth in rhythm with your teammate in order to saw through the log. And whoever saws through the log first is the winner. A fairly simple minigame, but one I enjoy quite a bit. Wario and Yoshi claim the victory. Getting themselves 10 more coins. Wario pretty close to having that 20 coins, and Yoshi does have the 20. He is using his mushroom and trying to make some headway towards the star. It is fairly close by, but that 1 is not going to help him too much. He did end up getting a 9, but still. Oh, but that does give him the bank space, which gives him another 20 coins. Very nice. Donkey Kong with the 1. Yep. And Princess Peach gets to visit herself a boo, thanks to the happening space. Stealing some coins from Wario. Interesting choice. Yoshi does have 42 coins, but Wario is in first place. And that does take the majority of Wario's money away from him. So I suppose there's some strategy in that. And yes, during the day, if you move by the Whomps, they will move to block the space that you... the path, rather. They will block the path that you just went down. 4-player minigame, back to Totem Pole Pound. Everyone's gotta get their ground pound on. Those high jumps are necessary in order to get some good headway in this minigame. And this minigame, it always ends up usually being pretty close. It's difficult to tell who the winner's gonna be at times. But Wario manages to sneak out a ground pound ahead of Princess Peach and take the win. Getting himself another 10 coins. Moving into first place for the moment. And we're back to daytime. Yoshi rolling a 7, going to the upper path right on the way to the star. Here in Mr. I can move you to a different part of the board should you wish to pay him for it. But it's not always typically necessary. If you need to make it to a different part of the board fairly quickly, it's pretty useful, but it does cost 10 coins, so keep that in mind. Anyway, Yoshi claims his first star of the game. We're getting a lot of stars out of the way pretty quickly. And that next star is not actually too far away from that one. And, well, what do you know? The happening space has turned day to night once again. Quite a whimsical, magical forest this is. Donkey Kong depositing 5 coins into the bank, landing on a blue space right next to Wario. All 3 of them are in good form to potentially go get the next star. Princess Peach can't make her way down the path that she wants, which is terribly unfortunate, but that's how the board goes, I suppose. Wario getting himself a blue space. We're down to our next mini-game, a 1 versus 3. Once again, shock, drop, or roll. And roll, excuse me. We saw this mini-game previously, but, you know, this is always a pretty fun mini-game to play. So we're glad to see it again, I'm sure. Princess Peach at the helm, trying to knock everyone off into the electricity. This, too, tends to be a very intense and frantic minigame, though for a bit of a different reason than Look Away. Princess Peach is not having much luck in getting this minigame victory. No, she can't knock down anyone. Donkey Kong kind of hovering on the side there. But, unfortunately, that means Princess Peach loses the minigame, and the others get their 10 coins. The next turn comes Yoshi rolling a 1. Not much happening there. Donkey Kong rolling a 7. A respectable 7. Princess Peach still lagging behind the others quite a bit here. Though, should she wish so... Aha, yes, she is going to use the warp magic, which is just Mr. I chasing you across the board. And it appears that at night, Mr. I is a little cheaper than during the day. Oh, and, well, Princess Peach gets her investment back. How about that? Wario rolling a 7. Going this way, making a stop to the item shop, but he's got an item, so that really doesn't matter. Here we are, our next minigame. Sneak and Snore, another new minigame. Players have to very sneakily get to the end of their path and press the button at the end, which opens the door and lets them escape. Then they have to walk back for the entire time. They have to hide from the Chain Chomp in their barrels. And if the Chain Chomp wakes up with them out of the barrel, they get caught and eliminated. Basically, whoever gets to the end first wins, and Donkey Kong has pulled off a victory this time. That minigame tends to be a little difficult. Sometimes you don't stop moving when you think you should, so it can be a bit of a thing. Yoshi rolling a 7. I'm noticing a lot of 7s coming up, which is interesting, I suppose. Or not really. It's just random dice rolls that are coincidentally 7. Donkey Kong getting a 9. Buying an item. He wants himself a golden mushroom, though is that a wise choice? It does take away pretty much all of his money. Especially considering the star, I believe, is like right here. But going down that path, Donkey Kong does indeed move the Whomp and block it off. So now anyone who wants the star has to pay an extra 5 coins in order to get by him. So perhaps that was his strategy all along. Or he could have just not bought the golden mushroom and gotten the star next turn. So, you know. Wario deciding to pay the toll and move the Whomp out of the way so he can get the star instead. Because Donkey Kong's a weirdo, I guess. Getting a star. Wario moving up to first place with 2 stars. Doesn't have a lot of money to show for himself right now, but that's all right. Next star, all the way over there. I could be incorrect in remembering this, but I believe that path is blocked off by a skeleton key. Or I could be thinking of a different similar dirt path. Like I mentioned, I'm not as familiar with this board, but we'll see what the players decide to do and if they end up making their way to there. Yeah. We've got ourselves the crane game. Haven't seen this one in a little bit. Seen it a couple times, but not too often. Donkey Kong going right for Wario and dropping him in the pipe. And now going for a 15-second bonus. I do have to say, this is a pretty creative way to adapt this minigame. Before, it was just about stealing coins in the first Mario Party. This time, it's more strategic, where you have to manage your time in addition to managing catching players. Donkey Kong going for all of the time bonuses at once. He wants to make sure he has as much time as possible in order to win this minigame. And now, he makes his way to get Princess Peach in his grasp and drop her in the pipe. All that's left is Yoshi, but he is quite far away. It gives him ample time to escape, should he be able to escape the gorilla's clutches. But he can't. Down he goes, in the pipe, Donkey Kong getting himself another minigame victory. Very, very nice. He was pretty hard up for cash there, so, yeah. Yoshi with another 7. Lots of 7s. I guess it's the lucky number of the this board. Yoshi heading that way. I believe that is the skeleton key door there that players need to take to get to the path the star is on. If I am remembering correctly. Donkey Kong getting the blue space. One shy of the bank space. That would have been pretty nice for him to get. Princess Peach, she's got a lot of extra cash, so she's gonna buy herself a mushroom. That's handy. But what is not handy is landing on a Bowser space. Let's see what the Koopa King has in store for us at this time. A 10,000 coin present. Isn't that nice of him? But off he goes, without fulfilling his promise. And I believe that's 2 Bowser spaces in a row where that's happened, so that's interesting. Wario using his warp block to swap spaces with Yoshi. Very good, very good. Oh no, that is not the path I was thinking of. The path is over here by this Whomp. Yes, I was thinking of the wrong location. Excuse me. Wario getting himself a hidden block, which grants him a star, bringing him up to 3 stars with absolutely no coins to show for it. Well, I did just get the blue space. Wario taking a very unexpected lead, and should things go his way in this mini-game, he might actually have enough coins to get himself a 4th star. Considering all in all, Wario's performance has not been particularly up to snuff in this tournament. He basically only won the board he won due to a random roll that happened to land him on the bank space on literally the last move of the first board. Wario seems to be wanting to make up for his poor performance and want to show that he is indeed worthy of being a superstar. But unfortunately, that minigame only netted him at 10 coins. Princess Peach, the player in the middle, actually made off pretty well that time. Usually that doesn't happen for the one player.